Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports, and we're going to have a discussion about Peloton bikes and some other things. So basically two topics, and one is Peloton's issues, the company, and number two, was there an indoor activity that brought you to outside riding, or was it the other way around? Outside riding brought you into an indoor riding. So let's get on with the topic of today, because there's a lot to cover, and I want this video to not drag on for too long. So first thing is, Peloton is having a very bad time. So there's some PR issues. We've got two different shows that have now shown, well, one, Sex and the City, has shown Mr. Big dying after riding the Peloton bike. And then there's another show called Billions, and they have an actor on there who has suffered a heart attack. And of course, they're claiming the similarities are just coincidental. But basically, these are two shows that have shown someone either dying or having a cardiac arrest from riding a Peloton bike. So not good PR there. And then their stock is just been plummeting like mad. So 2020, okay, so we've got COVID. The stock ramped up 400%, and it was a high of $166. Well, that was 2020, 400%. Then in 2021, it just dropped down 75% of all that. And then in 2022, and we're only January the 24th, already having a lot of issues. And on January 20th, it dropped 24% in one day. So from a high of around 166, it's all the way down to 23 something, right? 23.91. Not a very good stock performance. But what are the reasons for all this? I don't know. In a former life, I was a financial planner, so I did actually drill down and spend time reading these reports and listening to the analysts from my financial institution and presented that to my clients. So this is not financial advice in no way, shape, or form. I'm no longer licensed, and this is just conversation. But, we've got a lockdown that is no longer a lockdown. Or I should say a COVID situation that had a lockdown, but, we're kind of coming out of that, I think. And so people are now able to go to gyms. They're now able to do other things other than being trapped in their homes and not being able to do any outdoor activities, or at least group activities somewhere else. So the Peloton bike, indoor trainers, which I sold a ton during lockdown, rollers, all different types, right? So kickers and tacks and Saris, hammerhead trainers. I sold a lot of those during the lockdown period. But now you are able to get out more. So I believe that Peloton's got just a lot more competition. There are more opportunities to exercise and get fitness. So this is causing some of this. But let's dig a little bit deeper into what's going on over at Peloton. So they released, or there were some documents obtained from a January 10th meeting. And on the 20th, this became public. So, of course, that's when the stock plummeted 24% just on that day. So let's go, and I'm going to read some of this because I want to make sure I get it right for you. All right, so Peloton plans to halt bike production for 2 months. So that's February and March. They're halting the production of their expensive bike, Bike Plus, I guess it's called, They halted that back in December, and they will halt that all the way through until June of 2022, sorry. It also won't manufacture treadmill machines for another 6 weeks, and it doesn't anticipate producing any of the Tread Plus machines in all of fiscal 2022. So this is a lot of production that they are halting. They've also had some product recalls. So you got the PR issue, you got the recall issues, you've got the ability to be in gyms and outdoors again. And, you know, they're claiming that there's a significant reduction in the demand. And, of course, there are some competitors out there. I don't know who they are. This is not my space. I generally don't know much about indoor bikes. Now, I am a Stages authorized dealer and a Wahoo authorized dealer. So those are the bikes that I would sell to my customer base if they wanted an indoor bike, because it's more of a bike that could, be substituted for some of their outdoor workouts. But let's go through a couple other things here because this is interesting. And so one thing that you may not consider is that because Peloton's having so many issues, the company that you use to finance your bike is also having a lot of issues, and it's called Affirm. And that company, 20% of their business comes from Peloton financing. So this is an interesting cascading effect in the marketplace. So that just came to my mind. But what they're talking about also is that they were going to, let me see if I can find it. It was here it is. So a little more than a year ago, Peloton was facing the exact opposite issue. So they had a lot of demand and they just couldn't keep up with supply. And so in December of 2020, it announced a $420 million acquisition of exercise equipment manufacturer called Precor, and it gained 625,000 square feet of production space. So here they are, they were growing, they were getting tons of business, and so they acquired another company and more production space. So now real estate is another issue for them. And then last May, Peloton said it would be spending another $400 million to build its first factory in the United States to speed up production cycles. This facility was going to be, or is, in Ohio, but is not expected to be opening until 2023. There's more and there's more and there's more. But it got me thinking, though, because I'm an avid rider outside. I cannot be on a trainer bike of any type or anything like that. It's just not my style. So it got me thinking, how many people have come from, like, let's say, a Peloton type of bike and then ridden outside because of it, because they got inspired. They said, there's got to be something else. There's more to this than just sweating here in this fixed location. I want to try to ride outside. So if that's you, make a comment down below. Conversely, if maybe you have been always an outside rider and maybe health issues, work issues, childcare maybe became an issue. There are many different changes in your life that may make it easier for you to be at home instead, riding a Peloton style bike. Let's just group all those bikes under that Peloton style bikes. And then I also was curious if you came from an indoor cycling background and transitioned to outdoor, or maybe outdoor and transition to an indoor spin gym. This is what I'm talking about by indoor cycling, as opposed to the stationary bike at home. You actually go into a gym, and 20, 30 other people are participating in the same class with you. So I'm curious how many of you have made that transition, and which transition did you do? So leave a comment down below. I'm curious about that. And then lastly, I'm wondering if maybe completely different topic, but is it the road dangers if you're someone who was riding outside and came inside to the indoor classes and the Peloton style bike? Is it maybe road dangers of cars and those kinds of things, if that maybe forced you to ride indoors? So I'm curious. I want to know who my viewers are, and also I'd like to see, based on your comments, maybe I gear some of my videos towards these issues that you might have had and the reasons you might have changed your riding preference from indoor to outdoor or vice versa. So that's all for today. I really appreciate your time and your attention. Also, leave a comment down below what your thoughts are about this sliding Peloton situation, and like and subscribe if you like this content. It is a little bit different, I know, but I'm trying to broaden the perspective of this channel just to see if maybe there is some interest in some of these other things. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and in the meantime, we'll see you up the road.